Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Patrick from Resonate. Hope all is well with you and your family. A few people have been asking us this week, how can we still support Resonate and kind of what we're doing here. First things first, if you're a visitor this morning, we we don't really pass a plate at Resonate. We do that intentionally. Before we weren't allowed to pass plates. We don't want to give the wrong impression, but if you do want to give as an act of love or an act of worship, you can do that through our website. We'll put the links down in the description. But also, I wanted to make you guys aware, Lance and Leah own the theater that we do Resonate out of every week, and we always want to find ways that we can bless them because they have just blessed us for years at Resonate. And one of the ways you can do that, they just got an online gift card system, but also they've been doing fundraisers for popcorn and movie posters, that kind of thing. So if you can find a way to support them, that's an act of love to them. It does technically help us out because it gives us a home to come back to. But let's get some worship on this morning.
You are good when there's nothing good in me. You are love on display for all to see. You are light when the darkness closes in. You are hope, you have covered all my sin. You are peace when my fear is crippling. You are true, even in my wandering. You are joy, you're the reason that I sing. You are life, in you death has lost its sting. I'm running to your arms, The riches of your love will always be enough. Nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world forever reign. You are more than my words will ever say. You are Lord, all creation will proclaim. You are here, in your presence I'm made whole. You are God, of all else I'm letting go. And oh, I'm running to your arms. I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough. Nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world forever reign. My heart will sing, no other name. Jesus, 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 to your embrace, light of the world, forever reign. Oh, reign. Peace be still, you are near. There's nowhere we can go that you won't shine redemption's light. Our guilt withdrawn and as you rise, we come alive. The grave has lost, the old is gone, and you're making all things new. You are making all things new. You are making all things new, and we are free. Hope is found, you are here. Our hearts forever sealed by this love that came for us. Now we are yours, and as you rise, we come alive. The grave has lost, the old is gone, and you're making all things new. You are making all things new. You are making all things new, and we are free. Your love never ending, your grace never failing, redemption is calling us home. Your love never ending, your grace never failing, redemption is calling us home. Oh, you're making all things new. You are making all things new. You are making all things new, and we are free. Oh, you're making all things new. You are making all things new. You are making all things new, and we are free. Your love never ending, your grace never failing, goodness calling us home. Your love never ending, your grace never failing, redemption is calling us home.
Hey guys, welcome to Resonate Online. I hear rumors that the web crashed last week because so many churches were doing this. So hopefully it'll survive this week. We'll see how it goes. But I'm sitting here in the Resonate house, a lot of empty seats. Nobody's here, and I'm guessing you're at home. And it's really on my heart to pray for people this week. I know everybody's affected differently by this thing. And I talked with a young family, and the dad had come home from work, shut down job because a guy was exposed there or tested positive, and so he came home, and then his wife and kids, and everybody's very concerned about whether they've gotten exposed too, and so she was very concerned last night. Then this morning I talked to a single gal that her whole world is turned upside down. Her job's gone, and she's just at a loss as to what to do and how to move forward. And a lot of folks are feeling that. And it's real easy when that happens, when something like this is going on, for us to turn around and go, why? You know, why? Where's God? Why isn't God fixing all this? You know, if God is love, then why in the world would he let, what's the numbers? I think it's 500,000 people have the illness now in our country or around the world, and then like 26,000 have died in this month from this. And it's easy to go, God, where are you? Why aren't you here? What's the deal? And I know some of you may be feeling that way. I want to encourage you today. I think we're going to look at what some of the things that God has to say about this, and some things we can learn from history. In fact, I wanted to let's look at that. In 250 AD, a plague hit Rome. In fact, it was so bad, 5,000 people a day were dying in Rome. And then there was another plague, the Antonian plague came along, and it killed 1/4 of the entire Roman Empire, which at that time, that was bigger than any country on this planet. The Roman Empire was huge. And 1/4 of those people died. Another one called the Plague of Cyprian was much like Ebola. And again, it hit the Roman world and just completely wiped out thousands of people. The world's been through this before. We've seen this kind of thing before. In each one of those stories I just mentioned, one thing stood out, and that was Christians started serving those who were in pain. It was a noticed thing. In fact, the Roman emperor complained about it. He is mad because all the Christians were going into the dangerous areas to help people. In the 1600s, Martin Rinkart was a priest, a pastor, and his little town got hit with the Black Plague. And in fact, the whole city was really hit. All the other preachers died from the plague. He was the last one, and one day he had to do 50 funerals because of that plague. Martin Rinkart wrote a song, and I want to read a little bit of that song. He wrote this song in the middle of that plague. The name of the song is Now Thank We All Our God. He say, "Oh, may this bounteous God through all our life be near us, with ever joyful hearts and peace and blessed peace to cheer us, and keep us in his grace, and guide us when perplexed, and guard us through all ills in this world till the next." In the midst of these horrible, horrible plagues, the history shows us many times that the Christian community came together to help those and to risk, in some ways, their lives as they did this. But the goal was to live up to what Jesus said about loving your neighbor as yourself. In this environment, that verse takes on a whole different light. How do I love my neighbor as much as I love myself? So I want to look at a couple more verses from the Bible, but I've asked a really smart person to come and do that part. My daughter, Kaylin, is here, and her world has been turned upside down. She was in Bible college a month ago, planning to go back, and the school is closed. And so all of the friendships she's working with, the job she's working on, schooling, has all been turned on its head. And it's really thrown, I think, easily anybody, that would throw them for a loop. And I'm just really proud of how she's addressing it. Well, thank you for sharing with me today, Kaylin. And why don't you tell me about what you were learning and what you said about Romans and just...
Yeah, I was going to school, and then I went on a missions trip actually too. So I didn't really know about the whole virus and just all that had happened. And then coming back, it was kind of like, oh, not going back to school, not going back to seeing people that I was with. And so at first that was pretty hard for me just to like be okay with that, I guess, and just different like frustrations that I had about it. And then as the first week we started this online school system thing that we're going to continue through since school has kind of been canceled, like being at the beach. And so now I think through some time I've been able to find like rest in God and knowing that He has everything in control, and that even though I have plans or like wants to do for future, He ultimately has the perfect plan. And even though like I might not understand what the plan is or like what I want it to be, it is his plan. And then eventually, some point in time, then I'll be able to understand, probably later on when I see him. No, that'll be cool. Anyway, and just, yeah, so this last week actually being in classes, and we had this project to read over Romans and then reflect how Romans applied to the present like crisis that's going on. And it really helped me kind of reflect on how God is still working through all of it. How Paul, in like the very first part of it, where he says like he wants to go see these people and like he misses them, but he knows that God has good timing with all, or He has good timing, and it just made me think of like the people that I miss and want to see, but there will be a time that I see them again. And just knowing that God is righteous in what He is doing and that He has a plan through it. And for us, like, what do we do, kind of as a question that you asked, I think it's kind of hard to like fully know what to do, I guess. But one of the verses in Romans that I think stood out was Romans 12:12, where it says, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer." And so for me, I would say just knowing that I do have hope and being patient, especially through this time, and then faithful in prayer, And I think this is a good time to pray, but also act maybe in a different way than it used to be. I don't know, with having everything online, which is different. I'm not a huge fan of online stuff, but that's okay. It's a new challenge, and yeah, that we can still rejoice through sufferings, come what that may be from this. Yeah, and just I think finding rest in God and peace through Him. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's really good. It makes me think of be still and know that I am
Yeah.
God. That just wait, And like
Yeah.
you said, that's a great verse in Romans.
Yeah,
Patient in affliction. That's hard.
yeah,
It's hard. Well, let me close up with this thought then. Every one of these plagues I mentioned, every single one of them, the result was the spread of Christianity. It just exploded around Rome in those times. And Mom was telling me last night about, she heard of a doctor in Italy who's an atheist, and he's in the midst of the horrible crisis that Italy's facing. And he's come to faith in Jesus, apparently in response to the crisis. I don't understand that, but so my thought would be, and a challenge here would be, this crisis is going to end. It's going to pass. There's going to be an end to it. And when it does end, will my faith be stronger or will it be weaker? And that's something I can do right now. I can say, God, make my faith grow in this. Make Jesus' name be heard better through all this. And so when it does pass, my faith will have grown. So, I'm so proud of you, Kaylin. I'm so proud. You do a great job. So thank you. And I pray you get to go back to school soon.
I hope so.
So I'll close off with Resonate, folks. I'm praying for you. Please text me if there's something I can be praying specific. I'm not going to come visit you, but I would like to pray for you. So please let me know if there's something. Okay, God bless you.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken, and great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only, Lord. And great are you, Lord. You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken, and great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord.
Hey, God bless you guys. Take care. We'll see you next week.